exactly what this father did. He picked up that robe, white legs and all, ran as fast as he could. He wanted to be the first person there to see his son. And why did he want to be the first person to see his son? Well, he embraced him. All that grime that probably was with him. You know, have you ever seen a pig? Okay, they got stuff caked on them. Well, this guy, you know, he was one to eat their food, so I'm pretty sure he probably had stuff all caked on him as well. So there he was, just all caked with dirt, and his father's wearing his clothes, nice clothes, runs out. He's got his robe pulled up, and as soon as he get there, lets go of the robe, arms open wide, and just gives him a big old bear hug, you know. Just hold on to him. I'm sure the son almost just fell to the ground at that point. And somehow in that embrace that he has, and he's kissing him, the son says to him, "Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight. I am no longer worthy to be called your son." But the father said to the slaves, he didn't even let him finish his little soliloquy there, you know. He doesn't even let him get out about being a hired hand and blah, 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 all that. But the father said to the slaves, "Quickly bring out the best robe and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand and sandals on his feet." And so God is passionate enough to show us extreme love. Okay, he gave him a robe, a ring, and sandals. Now the sandals seem kind of like a goofy thing, you know, sandals. Because he didn't have any shoes on, is that what it was? It was sandals. But in the culture of the day, sandals represented something. They represented that you were part of the family. The servants and the slaves didn't have shoes. They wouldn't have a shoe to wear. But a son would have shoes. So even though he asked his father to be dead, of course, you'll remember that. The son loved him, the father loved him so much, he brought him right back into the family. Give him shoes. And he gives him his best robe. This is a robe that, you know, if you're a father and your daughter gets married, you wear a tuxedo, right? You probably, if you've ever bought a tuxedo, you probably wish that you didn't, because you're only going to use it one time, right? Maybe twice. Well, that's what this robe was. This was a robe you don't wear just anywhere. This is a special kind of one use, maybe twice use robe. And he asks the slaves, "You go get that robe and you put it on my son." You know, there was probably no time to, you know, get the chisel out and get all the caked mud and everything off of him. They just put it right on him. So then he had the sandals showing he was a son, gave him his best robe to show him, "I forgive you for everything." And then he gives him the ring. And you remember, the father had divided up all the possessions. Well, this ring signified that he could use the father's possessions as long as the father was alive. Because it had the seal of the family on it. So he basically restored this son. He showed him extreme love. The Lord is loving toward all he has made, says Psalm 145:17. And as he's saying this phrase, "I have sinned against heaven and in your sight, no longer worthy to be called your son," we have to remember also that God is forgiving enough to accept us. He accepts us just as we are. You know, you don't hear in the story that prodigal son, he's on his way home, stops by a bathhouse, gets all cleaned up, you know. He didn't get the loofah out and make sure his feet were all cleaned up, you know, and scrub down. He's dirty as a pig, smelled like swine. Those Pharisees that we talked about earlier, who, you know, the rule followers, you got to do everything right. You know, they're probably like, how in the world could this father accept this son after he broke the rules? He asked for him to be dead. He ran off, went to another country, was with pigs and all this stuff. Now he comes back and the father just accepts him just like he is. How is that possible? When did he earn back his father's trust and respect? And shouldn't he have to come back as a hired servant? He should. He should have to come back and work the rest of his life, try to pay off all this that he did. And Jesus' story says, oh no. As soon as he got home, he forgave him. Here's the robe, here's the sandals, here's the ring. What happens next is even more incredible. After he comes home and he gives him everything else, he says, "And bring the fatted calf and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this son of mine was dead and has come to life again. He was lost and he has been found." And they began to be merry. Okay, this is a party like beyond any normal party. You know, a fatted calf, this guy was rich. And you can tell because he had a fatted calf. You don't just have a fatted calf just laying around. I mean, it's not something you normally have. It's a 5-month-old cow, probably. And it's bred for a specific purpose. They grain-fed this thing. I mean, it was already for another occasion. You know, you don't just keep a fatted calf around. It's kind of like you don't keep a turkey in your freezer year-round, you know. Man, I'm going to have a turkey tonight, you know. You don't do that. I mean, it's for a special occasion, Christmas or something else. So this is a fatted calf. He kills the fatted calf. Now, anybody remember those old deals where you could buy like a cow and they give you the freezer free? Remember those deals? And you get like 150 steaks and, you know, 200 deal and blah, blah, blah. So if you killed the cow in this time, you have nowhere to put the cow, okay? Well, there's nowhere to put a dead cow. So they're going to have a party. They're going to invite everybody. Everybody's coming because there's so much meat here that this could probably feed 200 people, maybe more, this cow could. So guess what? The whole city's coming for a party. Party in honor of my son was lost, but now he's found. My son was lost, and now he's found. And I love him so much. I'm giving him all this good stuff, but not just that. I want everybody to know that my son is back. And everybody's going to know, and everyone's going to party with us because we're going to celebrate the fact that my son is home. He was lost. He was dead to me, but now he's found. Oh, the older son. Don't we feel sorry for the older son? Don't feel sorry for the older son. The younger son is the sinners, you know. The older son is the religious people of Jesus' day. You know, they thought they were good enough. They thought everything that they did was good enough to be accepted by God. They didn't have a relationship with the Father. Oh, they were there with the Father in the story. The older son, he's there. But he has no relationship with the Father. In fact, his relationship might actually be worse than the younger son's relationship with the Father. Now his older son was in the field, and when he came and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. I just think it's kind of odd they just left the older son out there in the field the rest of the day. They didn't go call him, "Hey, your brother's back." That should tell us something right there about this older son. This older son didn't come to Dad's aid back whenever the younger son said he wished he was dead. Maybe he had the exact same thought, just wasn't brave enough to say it. And he heard music and dancing, and he summoned one of the servants. He doesn't even go inside, find his dad. Just calls the servant, "Hey, come here." And began inquiring about these things. And he said to him, "Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him back safe and sound." Okay? That should be exciting. Your brother's back. But what does this guy do? But he became angry and was not willing to go in. And his father came out. Just listen to that. How about that? You know, the father was outside waiting for the younger son. And whenever he see him, he went out to him. And what does he do now whenever he finds out his older son isn't going to come in? He goes out to him. He comes out to you. He finds you where you're at. He went out to the older son. He came out. And he said to him, he began to beg him, basically. He said, "Please come in." But he answered and said to his father, "Look." Do you have that in your Bible? Look. Look. He didn't even call him dad or father or anything. Remember what the son said whenever he came back, the younger son? "Father, I've sinned against heaven and you." What does this kid say? "All right, look here. You listen to me now. It's my turn." Right? "For so many years I've been serving you." And that word serving there, that doesn't mean like, I've just been working for you. word there means slaving. I've been slaving for you. He doesn't even, all this time he's been working there, he doesn't even really appreciate what his father's done for him or anything like that. He feels like he's a slave. I've been slaving for you, and I have never neglected a command of yours. Now, isn't that interesting? Never neglected a command of yours. Is that